Hello everybody, I am Jmulls of Jmulls Gaming, and yeah, Dragon Age The Veilguard is one of the more controversial games that have come out in recent months, if not all of this year, and I would say that I think it's a bad game. And why do I think this? Because there are elements to this game that I do enjoy. I think the combat has some legs to stand on, and I think the visual environments that we explore and navigate in this game are beautiful. And I think the overarching plot itself is sufficient. Doesn't blow me away, but it's like okay fantasy. The biggest issues with this game to me boil down to two separate things. The animations in this game are garbage, for the most part, and then the biggest crippling flaw, the thing that undercuts every good part of this game and soils whatever good that this game could have scrounged up, is the writing. Because in my opinion, I think the writing in Dragon Age The Veilguard is not only below average, I think it's abominably bad. I think it is irredeemably bad. And I think a lot of the conversation surrounding just how bad the writing in this game is misdirected. And I want to focus on the issues with the whole culture war side of things with this game in a separate video, but let's talk about the raw components of the dialogue. It is emotionless. And I know what I'm about to say will sound like hyperbole, but I genuinely believe that if you asked ChatGPT or another AI software to write the script for this game, that script would have more human, natural emotion than whatever we got here. Some people will like to cherry pick scenes and talk about how quote-unquote woke this game is. That is so not even remotely close to the issue with this game, because that to me is a symptom of a far larger issue. Writers that just don't know what they are doing. I thought it was just going to be an introduction thing, an issue in the tutorial where it's all just exposition for the sake of exposition, and then later on, after we become acquainted with the world, then the personalities of these characters would be able to shine through. That is not the case. I'm about 12 hours into this game. Main story-wise, I'm almost halfway through the main campaign. I just started chapter 7. There's 13 chapters. The writing gets like ever so slightly better. Not much, it's not good, but it's like ever so slightly better because there's like the remnants of an emotion at some point. But the dialogue is so unnatural, it's robotic, and arguably that's an insult to robots. It is a genuine skill to write dialogue this devoid of emotion and humanity. I am shocked every time someone opens their mouth in this game how they can just say exposition. Very rarely, if ever, do you actually find out why someone feels the way they do. No one ever feels personable. They feel as if their entire personality is merely the character traits of that character. Oh, this guy trains griffins. They're an endangered species. That's his entire personality. And you may be going, but Jmulls, that isn't a personality. Well, this game's assumption is that is a character trait, and that is enough to make this character unique and stand out. No, because when every character operates under this guiding principle, that they are nothing more than what they do, without sufficient reason for why they are doing it, it makes them nothing more than a caricature. People will say, and I've seen this go around, that the writing in this game, at least in my chat, that the writing in this game feels like bad fanfic, and to me that's a disservice to fanfiction. Dragon Age has always been a character-forward experience and a story. They've done it well before, and I think there's no better representation of this than, say, Morrigan. If you played back in the day and you played Dragon Age Origins, you know how good of a character that was, and then when she shows up in Dragon Age The Veilguard and espouses nothing but exposition, she feels more like a mannequin with Morrigan's face slapped on top of it, rather than Morrigan the character, because this game doesn't have characters. That's the biggest con of them all. Dragon Age The Veilguard does not contain actual characters. It contains a bunch of mannequins running about the map to tell you information. About what they are, and where you are, and who they are in terms of the antagonists, but they never give you a reason to care. And honestly, God bless the voice acting in this game, because they genuinely try to instill something that resembles a human emotion, but the dialogue is so sterilized of anything even close to human that you can hear the voice actors stumble mid-sentence quite occasionally, as they probably figure out what the tone is supposed to be as they're reading the line. It's crazy to me how many times I asked why when a character said something throughout my playthrough, and you can check the stream VODs. I asked why. Why do you think this? Why do you believe this? Who are you? What do you believe in? And they just never answered. It's never answered. You get a bunch of bullet point checklists of things you might find in someone's Twitter bio in regards to who they are or what they believe in, but no reason for why they believe that. Or it's the most surface level analysis of characters you'll ever see, dude. It is genuinely impressive how this game has been so carefully sanitized of anything that even remotely resembles a human emotion. And then later on, as you unlock more and more side content, it starts to creep in ever so slightly, like a line of dialogue in this quest and another line of dialogue in this quest where a character actually tells you how they feel, or you can ascertain why they feel a certain way. They are very few and far between, and I find myself genuinely surprised that this game is getting reviewed as well as it is, because I just don't see it. I just physically don't see it. Because it's not like the combat is the best combat system ever. It's like the most bog standard action RPG you can ever imagine. Remember how Dragon Age used to be known for party-based gameplay? Now you hit right bumper, or at least hold it down to bring up a list of abilities. Each companion gets 3. You press whichever ones you want to use in that current moment, wait for cooldown to come back up. Buddy, that's it? And it's such a shame because all of these massive crippling flaws that Dragon Age The Veilguard has is juxtaposed by things that make me believe that this game could have been good. The environments are beautiful. Problem? They're all linear corridors outside of the once in a pale blood moon that you might actually find a room that isn't a hallway. The combat system feels kind of good to play. The issues? There's not much depth to it. The party system that Dragon Age used to be known for has been gutted. And alongside all of that, the animations in this game are some of the worst I've seen from a AAA game in years. They're bad, dude. They're just bad. And they take away from the visceral feeling the combat is going for. All the boxes don't break in a natural way when you roll through them or you strike them with your sword. They blow up as if, one, half of their matter was just deleted, but also as if you put a stick of dynamite in the middle of them no matter where you strike them. At least most of the time, because there's some jaws that actually react accordingly. But like 80% of the things you break don't. The attack animations in combat look so goofy half the time, and so rushed and just slapped together at the last minute. The game has some really cool dark fantasy themes. And there'll be locations where you just see corpses of people that were tortured by blood magic, where you see ghouls everywhere and corpses riddling the ground, and then all of the enemies look so damn goofy, dude. Look at the darkspawn in this game. Look at the dragon. I can't take these things seriously as a menace or as a threat. They look so cartoonish, and not in a good way. And to me, it is a shame just how beautiful the environments in this game actually are, and then the character models so consistently let them down. I don't think all the character models are that bad. Like, I quite like Nev, Harding, Varric, and Solus. Like, they look pretty cool in this game. But then most of the NPCs you interact with, or most of the named characters, look as if you asked an AI image generator to make something based on Pixar. I can't take it seriously. And you combine all of that with some of the worst exposition-riddled writing you'll ever experience in the medium. And I just get this morbid curiosity where I'm like, it can't possibly get worse, can it? And every now and then, the game shows me just a little bit of brilliance, just a little bit of potential, what could have been. An interesting choice in the main story. Oh, these two cities that you've come to know, sort of, throughout the game are both under attack at the same time. You can only save one. Pick. Cool! But then again, the writing lets it down, dude. No one acts natural. The flirting in this game is like laughable, with just how awkward and not in a good way that it comes off. the jokes you can make in this game are like not even comedy. Nothing's funny in this game besides when you're laughing at how bad the animations are or how stiff the dialogue comes across. It's just a bunch of information about what a character is and what a location that you're visiting is, but you never learn anything at the heart of it. It's all so painfully surface level. You never get anything resembling human depth or anything that really resembles emotion. And in a game like Dragon Age, that for the longest time has been so focused on the characters, that is reliant on good writing, on good dialogue, on characters feeling relatable, personable, and human, and they just don't feel like that here. And I wouldn't say any of the puzzles in this game are particularly fun or interesting, but like at least they try with level design and make it so that you can unlock shortcuts throughout the game. Like, again, you can tell that certain departments, or at least certain aspects to this game, had so much genuine effort to create a good game, but then there's these other elements where I just wonder what happened. And I know the conversation surrounding Dragon Age The Veilguard has been boiling down to the culture war stuff we've seen so many times throughout gaming, and some people attribute it to some people having an agenda and trying to like insert it into the game. I would argue against that and say, do not attribute to malice what can easily be attributed to incompetence, because that's what the writing in Dragon Age The Veilguard comes across as. Incompetence manifested. Like, I see one of two scenarios that landed us with this writing, with this dialogue, with these characters. Either the people writing them have never had an actual human relationship ever and don't know how humans act or speak, or this game's script has been so carefully sanitized with a fine-tooth comb to remove anything that resembles a human emotion so as not to be controversial, so as not to be offensive, that it just takes away the humanity that the script could have had. Like, every now and then in the side content, you actually are told a human emotion at some point. It's kind of incredible, because the rest of the game conditions you to believe they don't even know what it means to be human. The robots from Nier Automata felt more human than this. The dialogue, the characters, and the story are so poorly told and conveyed that to me it is wholly and simply off-putting. And I find myself continuing to like trudge along out of a simple case of morbid curiosity just to see where this all goes. How bad can it be? How consistently bad can it be? I have about 12 played hours in Dragon Age The Veilguard. I can count on my right hand how many instances of an actual human emotion there have been. And I don't think I would need all 5 fingers. It's been like 3, maybe 4 instances. So yeah, those are my first impressions. I feel that we have mulled over Dragon Age The Veilguard enough. I will call the video there for the day. Thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure for making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and help support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody, until we meet again.